Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Catering Circle Season 2 Finals. Yes, 96 contestants took part and we found 24 finalists. And now we're here in our finals and we're going to find our 12 winners in the next 4 episodes. So let's go and see who our finalists are for the first episode.
Episode 1, Menu Pricing and Cost Management. Value insights on managing your food costs and menu planning.
We have 3 very important judges and we have 8 judges that are going to be giving their special contribution towards the finals. I have MD Abdul Haq, the Vice Chairman of Channel S Television, our IT and Media Specialist. We've seen you on Purple Eye. You're also, what should I say, you are a TV personality as well, a presenter here on Channel S, and you are the man behind this Catering Circle, and you're back again for the finals. It's been a great journey.
Thank you, Nadia.
Share your thoughts with us.
Well, as you see, the first episode we're doing is menu pricing and cost management. And from the Catering Circle team and from the Rochers, we worked out this is the mother of all the problems. All the problems seems to be related to that because that's the source of income. Now, the menu pricing and cost management is where we're focusing mainly on this program, followed by cost saving and obviously revenue increase, because those are 2 things that solve the problem for the industry.
Thank you very much for sharing that. And right next to you, we have Mr. Adrian Evans, Regional Development Chef for London North at Rational UK. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And what can we expect from you, actually?
Hopefully we can give some insight to what we can do and help them along, and help the winner.
And right next to you, we have a very well-known face, Mr. Yafa Ali, President of British Bangladeshi Caterers Association. It's great to have you back here. What are you expecting from the finalists today?
I have a high expectation to hear from the finalists, and I'm eagerly waiting for that and see who will be the winner tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much for that. The finals are slightly different because our 12 finalists for the next few episodes have mentors to help them through this and to guide them towards the right direction when it comes to their subject for them to present on. So let's move on to our first round. So let's move on to round 1, and round 1 is all about menu pricing and cost management. And first up, we have one of the finalists, Adnan Hussain from Cafe Masala. So you've come back out of 96 contestants. You know, we've picked 24 finalists. You're one of them. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good experience working with Catering Circle.
Do you think you're going to be crowned the winner?
I don't know. It depends on the judges, how they're feeling. They're having a good day or not.
Well, let's hope they're having a good day for just for you. Right, so this is how it's going to work. You're going to have 3 minutes to talk about menu pricing and cost management, and you have to talk about how you've actually worked around this and your presentation. You've had your mentor tell you everything about best solutions around this, so you can share that with the judges and the special judges here today. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Excellent. Adnan Hussain, your 3 minutes start now.
For our menu, we've decided to start using a lot of local produce. Using local produce, you get a better relationship with the local communities. You can build up a real rapport with the actual suppliers, meaning you can get discounts in time, which helps a lot in our kind of trade. The food is much better quality. There's no long commute to you. There's no bioengineering used in the products, meaning the flavour is a lot better. But firstly, if you using local produce, you get to, the best thing about it is it's seasonal, so you can rotate your menus. And no restaurant these days, if they're using the same menu for the past 10 years, it becomes really outdated. So we get to change our menu around a lot, and customers tend to like that. And using local vineyards for your wine list as well, if some restaurants, if they do sell alcohol, which a lot of them do. All in all, you need the business in order to do menu pricing. using local produce is the best thing for us. In your menu, you get to use words like locally produced or farm fresh, and using that, customers, your locals, they tend to really they appreciate you more for, you know, you're a supporting member of the community. And firstly, you need to do that in order to get the business, and by doing that, and also you get to monitor how much stock you're actually taking in. If you're using that, you get to go to the places yourself rather than order it over the phone. You know exactly how much you're buying out of your pocket. By seeing that, you keep a much better list and just an average count of what you've taken in. You get to review your numbers. So in what times of year are you actually doing more business? What time's best to purchase the goods, if you've got the freezer space for it or the storage for it. You know, rather than order things all at once and use up a lot of valuable space, you can go out down the road and buy it then. And space is really important in our trade.
And menu pricing?
And the menu pricing is, you base on what dishes you can produce using local produce. You can select the prices for that. For example, if it requires a bit more time and effort, or if the dishes are a bit smaller, you can use different size plates for it and you can price it differently. It all depends on your presentation as well. That means a lot on your menu pricing. If it's presented nicely with a touch of class to it, you can charge a bit more for it, and it comes with the service as well.
Does it change by season?
The menu, the items, or?
Yeah, the menu pricing.
Yes. Yeah.
How would you like to tell us?
By
Some
using
examples?
what vegetables are in season at the moment. If it's a bit harder to get, or if the supplier's told you it's a bit more harder to purchase, then obviously you're going to have to bump up the price for it. But you explain that thoroughly to the customer, that you're paying for exactly for what you've purchased. You're getting the best product out of it, the best taste, the finest flavours, and a really good service with it as well. So,
Excellent, thank you. You've got 8 seconds left. I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Well done.
judges, all good.
Thank you very much. We have Mr. Murad Ahmed back again from The Spice. Once again, congratulations for being one of the finalists.
Thank you.
Same thing for you. So you have 3 minutes, and it's all about menu pricing and cost management. The time starts now.
There's this thing called you get what you pay for. Locally produced, I can only speak for myself. I'm in a village, so where I use my local suppliers, which I've been using for a number of years. Use locally produced in a way, sometimes some of the products, some of the items, is very hard to get. I don't use my menu as my main concept. I use a board in my restaurants where I can change day-to-day basis, and I can increase my prices, I can decrease my prices as well. Some of the items, for instance, rabbits, you can only shoot certain time of the year. I can use that product to make my money. Menu-wise, if you can't change your menu every year. Sometimes people say, right, you can increase your menu, you can change your menu every year. It's very hard to do. It's cost effective. It's not really cost effective. It's quite expensive getting the menus done. So I tend to use the same menu with a different prices. I use my board mainly to sell my products. Cost management in my restaurants. I have a meeting with my staff every week where I see what sort of amount of goods I'm buying, the amount of goods I'm selling. I need to see on that. I have a good staff training scheme as well in my restaurants where I use. Hawkboy been to my restaurant a couple of weeks ago, Christmas time, and he saw the board. There was a small black board with handwritten items that I'm selling for the premium price. And
you were talking about training. Would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, training, staff training is very important, I would say. But every week, there are staff that needs to know where I stand and where they stand. Foreign staff, I'd find them, it's very easy to train them according to my restaurant situations where I can send my staff out to do a delivery.
Okay.
Put them in the front house, in-house as well. Whereas my own community, my Bengali staff, they won't listen to me. They will say, well, we've been there and it's not same here, right? They wouldn't listen to you. Whereas for foreign staff, I find it quite easy to work with.
Well done. That was the end of round one. It is time for voting to see who's had the most votes in round one. But before we do that, and whilst the panel judges deliberate, I'm going to introduce you all to our special judges, starting with Mr. Salim Siddiqui, who's a successful multi-cuisine operator and community activist. Welcome to the show. Right next to him, I have my favourite lady, Dr. Zakira Zwana Anwar, inspirational British Bangladeshi woman, one of my favourite ladies, and she's actually known for her work in the community and in the medical industry, and it's great to have you here. And right next to her, I have Mr. Anna Mia, a renowned businessman, a multi-cuisine operator for Jubaraj Group in Cardiff. Thank you very much for joining us. Right next to him, I have Mr. Abdul Bari again, successful businessman and a community activist, and of course the CEO of Royal Regency. It's great to have you back as well.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much. And next to him, we have the beautiful Shahana Ali, medical food and cookery expert. It's great to have you here as one of the judges. Thank you very much. And we have Mr. Sani Ahmed, a successful businessman from Portsmouth. And then we have Mr. Tanim Chowdhury, General Manager of Purple Eye Technologies, providing IT solutions to the catering industry. It's great to have you here as well, so you can share your expertise. And last but not least, we have Mr. Ruhul Shamsuddin, Executive Member of the Catering Circle. I'm going to come straight to our panel judges, and I'd like to ask Abdul Haq, what do you think went right and wrong for the contestants here today?
Yeah, I think
So let's start with the right. So what do you think went right?
The right stuff is obviously they've selected a good supplier, especially local, which means they're getting fresh food, and the quality of the food is going to be good.
Yeah.
But the concept for menu pricing and cost management is not nowadays. It's not about what you put a price in based on gross profit. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You got to do it with what customer willing to pay. So this is why you need to have a lot of innovation on your menu pricing. So you have where there are a lot of competition, you create your own favorites, and you probably match with your other restaurant local to you, similar prices. But most important, you have to come up with different ways of increasing your GP, especially if you can come up with more signature dishes, and you can charge 3-4 times more. That kind of innovations where it was a bit missing in terms of menu pricing.
Thank you very much. Adrian, do you think they've missed a trick somewhere today? Well, in the first round.
The notes I made, specials was one. So if you have got a blackboard running or you're speaking to local suppliers that are going to give you a deal on a certain product that you can either use on your menu there and then, or if you can freeze down and use somewhere else, that's always going to make you money, no matter what happens.
Now, Mr. Yaffa Ali, the next round is all about what their effective solutions are for cost saving and revenue increase. What advice would you like to give them, or give them any tips for the next round?
In today's term, if I could touch a little bit on the menu price.
Yes, please.
This is very, very important for our curry industry to change our menus as often as possible. But you have to stay with the level with your competitors. But if you have a signature dishes on your menu, you can change your price. You can increase your price.
Yeah.
If the presentation is there and the flavor of the dish is there. One of the things I really enjoyed from Cafe Masala, farm fresh, today's terms is if you can produce a healthy food, people love it. And if you are buying a farm fresh vegetables, whatever is needed for the restaurant, you can attract a good customer. I would advise every restaurant around the country to do the same thing.
Thank you very much for that. Just for our viewers, just to let you know how this works. Each episode, 2 finalists will go head to head, and only one will be crowned as the winner. There'll be 2 rounds, first round and second round. Both will be a point-based system where our panel judges vote and our special judges vote, and at the end we'll find an average and crown the winner. So let's take a look at who our winner is for round 1. In first place, we have Cafe Masala with 55%. And in second place, with just 10% less, we have The Spice. Well done. Congratulations.
Very good chance of winning.
So there we have the votes. However, this would not have been possible without our mentors. First of all, for Cafe Masala, the mentor was Mr. Moinul Hussain. What did you say that was so right that gave Cafe Masala that 10% head start?
I think I had quite a lot of confidence in that man because he's got a good understanding of locally sourced produce, which is a key to any menu planning and pricing. I just worked alongside him and just guiding him in the right process. And he done the rest himself, basically. So he's very talented and he knows what he's talking about. And most importantly, knows his customer base. So from that, we was able to work out a good pricing structure for the dishes and stuff that he's going to be doing.
And what advice would you like to give him for round 2?
Just keep doing what he's doing. Focus on customers. That's the key to the business. And get as much locally sourced produce as possible.
Thank you very much. For The Spice, we had Mr. Sabir Kareem. Thank you so much for joining us. What went wrong?
Well, I think there's a couple of elements he missed out on the menu planning. For example, he mentioned about not changing the menu frequently enough, and he has mentioned about using the local produce.
Do you think it was nerves, maybe?
I think so. I think well, as I said, he's got a successful restaurant. He's managing it very well. I think the key elements are training the staff, being innovation. I think mentioned by a couple of other guests as well, that innovation, creativity, and also the pricing plays a key factor when you are planning the menu, and how large your menu is. It all depends on, again, it depends on how large your kitchen is, what they're capable of delivering from your kitchen, how many staff you have, the capability and the storage facilities as well. But more importantly, local produce, seasonal produce is very important as well. I'm a little bit gutted, but
it's okay, you're rooting for him, that's all we need. Round 2 is all about sharing your most cost-effective solutions for cost saving and revenue increase. So first up, we have with us Mr. Adnan Hussain from Cafe Masala. So Adnan, for this you have literally 60 seconds, so you have a minute to talk about your solutions and about the most effective way you've had revenue increase. Your 60 seconds start now.
It's really good to be creative with your menu. I think that's the most important thing. You should know exactly who your customers are in the local area. Luckily, the area that our restaurant is based in is more like a middle class, upper class area. So to them, they don't really mind paying expensive prices for customized dishes. You can, if you sit down and you spend time planning exactly what kind of dish, something that no other restaurant has, something so unique that they can't find in the restaurant down the road. And because there's so many restaurants in UK now, over I think 12,000 plus, it's very easy for a customer to go down the road and get the exact same dish, maybe pay a different price. If you design your own dish that has its own trademark to it, there's nowhere else for them to go, but you need to make sure that you're using the best flavours for it, offering the best service for it, things like that. That's what makes it stand out. I think menu, as the brother who's from Portsmouth said, you need to introduce something completely off the market. If you use the right products, create your own flavours to it, change the current, that's how you slowly change the industry we're in now.
I'm going to stop you there as your time's up. Next up, we have Murad Ahmed from The Spice. And again, I can see you saying, giving you Dutch courage from there. Yeah, your mentor. Are you ready?
Ready.
Excellent. Your 60 seconds start now.
Menu pricing, আমি কয়েকবার মেনু চেঞ্জ করি, কিন্তু আমার বোর্ডের মাঝে লেখি বেশি যেটা আমি কস্ট করতাম পারি, more profit বানাইতাম পারি, হকটা করি। Staff training, যেটা আমি যেটা করি, personally I talk for myself, I don't know anybody else who does the training every week or not. I do it every week. I have a meeting with my staff every week. I save money on that as well. Ordering locally sourced, I've been using my local source for over 20 odd years. The same people tend to use very reputable suppliers, which I've been using for a number of years. I have no intention of changing them, as long as they have good suppliers, good quality products. I'm happy with their suppliers. So
Excellent.
that's about
Thank
it.
you. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Thank you very much. Well done. Thank you. I'm going to ask you to please remain on stage.
We talked about menu pricing, about fresh foods, but how do you deal with competitions? Because obviously nowadays pricing is not all about you multiply by 3 times more than the price you bought it for. It's a bit more complicated. It's what's customer willing to pay. So how do you make sure you get more money from the customer?
Because we're based in an affluent area, our customers, they actually, because I take every customer's order and I serve every customer's food myself. So I know exactly what makes them okay with things. And what I've noticed is they don't mind spending money. That's only because we're on the area we're in. I'm not suggesting that for every single restaurant, but if you're still selling $5.95 curries, you're giving off the impression that you are a restaurant who's, you offer cheap prices. So there's got to be a reason. People, they come to think that, why are you selling it so cheap? You must be really using really cheap products. You're almost like a kebab shop. You're selling really things for really cheap. So if you make it expensive and they have it and you present it really nicely and you offer, something completely different to it, they don't mind paying the price at all. So some of our dishes we can charge up to £20 and we still do that.
I know my customer, like my Adnan said, they can charge the customer. It's like my dialogue is, if customers saying your price, some of the dishes are more expensive, I say, John Lewis and Lidl, that's the difference. You're in John Lewis, so you pay for it. You pay for the Kellogg's, $3.95. You go to Lidl, you pay $1.29. So it's the quality that I sell, I can charge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And of course, there are other superstores that you can shop from. We've come to the end now. I do actually have the results for round 2. So we've seen in round 1, we had Adnan Hussain from Cafe Masala winning by 10%. So well done on that. And for round 2, are you ready to see? All right.
Adnan Hussain, Cafe Masala.
Cafe Masala with 95% of the votes. Well done. And The Spice with 5% of the votes.
I'll take that.
No, you did absolutely brilliant. You both were absolutely amazing. However, we're now going to combine the 2 results together and work out who our final winner is for this first episode. So the person that's going to be crowned the winner for the first episode for Catering Circle Season 2 is Cafe Masala with 75% of the votes.
Well done.
Congratulations. Well done.
That's it.
Adnan, congratulations. What would you like to say?
Thank you to all the judges who voted. Thank you to my uncle here. He's done a really good job. I have no doubt he runs his restaurant really efficiently and everything. It was really tight. It was really close. Thank you to my father who brought me here tonight, and to all the customers who come to our restaurant. If it wasn't for them, I would not have been here at all.
Well done, guys. Obviously, thanks for the wink as well. But going back to what you both spoke about, I think one of the main things, if you're going to mention local produce, mention the place where you get it from. So I live up North Essex, so if we're going to use duck, use Framlingham duck or Gressingham. So mention it on the menu, because people that put a worth to that, they put a price to it as well. Things like this, and be creative, like you said before.
Thank you so much for that, and congratulations once again to our finalists here today for episode 1. Welcome back to the Catering Circle Season 2, Episode 2 of the finals. This is where it's all about unity and collaborations. And again, we have, out of 24 finalists, we have 2 here today for this episode. And out of the 2, only 1 will be crowned the winner. And of course, their work will be shared at the Business Expo in April. So let's go and see who they are.
Episode 2. Unity and collaboration. Finding common ground. Collaborating within the team to share learning and create an atmosphere of unity.
It's all about unity and collaborations, and I pretty much think our finalists are definitely prepared because they've had some mentor helping them as well. So without any further ado, let's get started. Here's round 1. First up, from the Rose Valley, I have Mizan Uddin. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent, congratulations.
Thank you.
Out of 96, went down to 24, and here you are. You think you can be crowned?
Well, we'll soon find out, won't we?
We will, absolutely. You have 3 minutes for the first round, and this is where you get to share your solutions around unity and collaboration. I know you've had time to speak to your mentor, so you're fully prepared. Are you ready?
As good as it's going to get, I
Excellent.
suppose. That's
Your
it.
time starts now.
Thank you. Well, it's about knowing each other, which is important in a team, operating a business, that you have the value of each members, which is imports into the business. How we do that is making sure everybody has a strength and everybody has a weaknesses. Bring people together with their strength and back up each other and their weaknesses. The way we do it, we go out once or twice a year, have dinner out, have lunch out, go out for games, do sports activities, which just brings people together, builds up a good relationship with each other. Same time having that able to acknowledge if there is somebody who needs certain element of backing up or support, we're there for each other. We got to be clear in this perspective. These days, we always suffer with less staff. So we have other community people, other countries people which is coming and working in our industry. They have different culture, they have different background, different way of understanding things. So it's very important for us to integrate within themselves, with ourselves, and it's got to be done in a way with respect, with care. Because we have that mentality that we are and that's what we are and we don't want to know anybody. This is the time that we have to say no, we have to know everybody else. Who else is out there? You got to show your potential. You got to show them why they need to be, why they want to be, and how good you are to be in that team. When you make somebody feel good about themselves, they feel good, they do good, and in a business is what you need. To able to bring that for your customers. When you have a happy environment, when you have staffs are happy to work with each other, then you see your business will profit from there as well, because you have a good, nice, friendly environment to work with each other. I think that's important to have a chain of commands in the same time. So you cannot go around each other overtaking the commands. So somebody stays on top and everybody else has to follow, but do it with care. So make sure that it's important that to know whoever the youngest guy or the newest member in the team is just as much as valid as the chef who's been here for 20 years. Because it's a team. It's without one person, it's not going to work. And it's very, very important to make it work, make each other feel that I'm wanted, I'm valued. Having some me time, sit down and talk to them after work, just chill a little bit, have a little bit of conversation, have a little drink. If you're not drinking alcohol, just drink. Soft drinks.
Non-alcoholic drink.
Yes, lemonade is always good. And making each other feel that you are there, and just not for the work. If you need it off work, I'm there for you. So as a proprietor in a business, it's important to make your staff feel that they're important and you gel with each other. In my opinion, that's
Excellent.
important.
Thank you very much. Just in time, 10 seconds. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Next up, if I could have Mr. Abdul Kashim from Chili Bar and Kitchen.
Okay, thank you.
And are you ready, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Same thing for you. Your time starts now.
Okay, collaboration is where 2 or more people work together as a team, and we do this every day. Without collaboration, we would not function. We would not function at all. So our team, our staff are like our family, and we treat them as such. We identify their strength, and then we utilize their strength for the benefit of the business. We give them responsibilities beyond just serving customers or cooking food. We give praise when praise is due. We give them regular pay rise when that is justified. We reward them when we achieve our targets. We celebrate with them when celebration is called for. We understand and respect their needs and their aspirations. Our staff are a part of a working entity with a shared purpose. We drive to gain consensus and problem solving and development. That they decide as individuals when things need to happen. We participate in collaboration, and we expect others to do likewise. We negotiate and we collaborate to find the middle ground. We share ideas and we share ideas and we expect sharing of ideas in return. We work together towards a common goal. We let them think as individuals. We let our staff think for themselves and consider alternatives. This creates unity and strength. I would not ask my staff to perform a task that I would not do myself. Learning to live together in this world is collaboration. A family is a collaboration. Our business is built on the basis of sharing and understanding. Stop sharing and understanding, and the whole team will fall apart. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a very strong introduction. Thank you so, so much. It is time to vote, and I'm going to allow the panel judges and our special judges to deliberate. I now have the votes. I have the results in for round one. Are you all ready to see the results? And the results for round one are: in first place, we have Chili Bar and Kitchen with 85% of the votes. In second place, we have the Rose Valley with 15%. Well done to both. I'm actually going to go first to Dr. Zaki Rizwana. Your team, did absolutely brilliant. Well done. Good mentor, I guess. What went right?
Actually, what he has mentioned, he mentioned some key points like when you he involves his team in decision-making process. It's not just a normal meeting. That is not nothing like top-down decision-making process. So he takes account of the he involved them in decision-making process. Another thing is. He mentioned that they have a common goal. All the team leader and all the team member, they know what the goal is. So once you know what your goal is, they all work towards the common goal. Those are the two things.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Mr. Siddiqui, you look lost in thought. What went wrong? কি wrong হয়েছে মনে হয়?
জি আমার কাছে আমার যে ভদ্রলোক দুজনেই ভালোই বলছেন, কিন্তু কথা হলো গিয়ে যে উনি একতার উপরে জোর দিয়েছেন, যার জন্য উনি বাইরে নিয়ে যাবেন। টিমওয়ার্ক শুধু টিমওয়ার্কের সাথে ফ্যামিলিগুলোকে ইনভলভ করতে হয়। যখন তাদের এখানে মাঝে টিমওয়ার্কের সাথে আপনার মনে করেন স্টাফগুলো ফ্যামিলি মেম্বারদের মতো হয়ে যায়, ইভেন যারা কাজ করছে না তাদের সাথে একটা সম্পর্ক তৈরি হয়, তখন তাদের কাছ থেকে একটা ভালো ডেলিভারি আসে।
Thank you so much. Do you know what? They did really, really well, but I think definitely listen to what your mentor had to say and take that into consideration for round two. So without any further ado, let's move on. All about sharing your most effective solutions for cost saving and revenue increase. However, keep in mind one solution that you have discussed in round one that you would like to highlight the most for this round. So first up, I'd like to call upon stage Mr. Mizan Uddin from the Rose Valley.
Hello.
Hi, you have 60 seconds for this round, and as mentioned, please talk about one solution.
Okay.
And why. Yeah?
One solution.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your time starts now. You have 60 seconds.
Thank you. Well, basically, I believe hanging on to your old staff, the longer you have a member of team who's been working with you, saves you bringing somebody new in, training them is cost you money. Somebody who's been working with the company for so long, they can do a lot of the work efficiently. So it's very important to hang on to your old staff, train them well, keep them for longer, make them happy, make sure they're comfortable. And in the longer run, you'll see you get a lot more out of somebody who's been with you, who understands your business, who understands your customer. You're likely to get a lot more return for what you have. So it's good to invest in your old staff.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. If I ask you to please stand there, if I could now ask Mr. Abdul Kashim from Chili Bar and Kitchen to come on stage. And it's the same thing for you, sir.
Okay.
Your time starts now.
Thank you. I think what I mentioned was understanding and sharing. I think once you understand the costs that are involved, the cost of raw ingredients, then you can share that with your other staff. Once you understand what your markup is, you can share that with the other members of staff. Once you understand what your budget is, you can share that with other members of staff. So all these things will help you save money, increase revenue, and reduce costs. Unless people understand what the costs are, they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So first of all, I think understanding what your costs are, what your revenue is, where you're looking to increase revenue, then you can share that with the rest of your members of your staff, and that will help you increase your profits and reduce your costs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to ask Mr. Hock to ask a question.
Okay,
to
this is
our
where we
participants.
focus on, the biggest crisis in this industry is staff crisis. And one of the things is about staff retention. In terms of what type of promotion prospect, in bit of details, how you do it and how you retain your staff.
Okay. There are some members of staff that have been with us for 11, 12 years. I think it's the longest. And how we do it, we have the two restaurants we have at the moment. At the Chili Bar and Kitchen, the head chef there used to be our second chef at the other restaurant. So when the post here came up, we promoted him as head chef for the new restaurant. So if there is such a structure and people understand that they can climb up the ladder, then of course they will stay on. If there is no such promotion prospect, then they will move on to other restaurants. Why stay with an independent when they can go to a chain restaurant and become a duty manager or a general manager? So for us to have that structure for people to progress within the restaurant is very important, and we have that.
Thank you. I know Mr. Anamir had a question.
Yes, staff retention. Somebody mentioned staff retention. You obviously you value that. Do you provide extra incentives in any way to your staff to make the decision for them to stay with you rather than go to a competitor?
Well, basically giving staff facilities, as in the accommodation that we provide, we make sure that it's very neat, clean, in a good standing order. The training that they have, it makes them feel that they are improving. Same time, when their holiday period comes, you make sure that they can get their holidays in time they need. You work with them rather than they have to work just for you. So we make sure that when there is an issue, we kind of deal with it with their meeting their needs.
Thank you very, very much for that. I do actually have the vote here for round 2. I'm feeling quite nervous. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
So for round 2, this is how the scores are looking. Chili Bar and Kitchen with 65% of the votes, and the Rose Valley with 35% of the votes. Well done, congratulations. I will now reveal the winner for today's episode. We've taken into consideration round 1 and round 2, and we've come with an average score. And the winner for episode 2 is Chili Bar and Kitchen with 75% of the votes, and the Rose Valley with 25. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Abdul Kashim.
Thank you.
If I could ask you to say a few words, please.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us in the first place. Also, a big thank you to my mentor sitting at the back there. Great help. Nice talking to you as well. Competition, very tough competition, but I think you've done very well. But yes, yeah, it's lovely to be here. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. It's been great having you on, and thank you to our viewers at home for watching. It is the end of episode 2 of the finals, and I will be back again with episode 3 of the finals, where I'll be finding one winner to crown and take them with me to the Business Expo in April. And it's all about embracing new technologies. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Catering Circle Season 2, Episode 3 of the finals. This is where it's all going down. We're about to find another finalist that we're going to crown as a winner and take with us to the Business Expo in April. And actually, I'm super excited because this topic is all about embracing new technologies. But before we begin, let's go and see who our finalists are.
Episode 3. Embracing New Technologies. The significance of technological innovations and incorporating these for the restaurant industry.
So without any further ado, let's get started and round 1. This is where our finalists are going to talk about embracing new technology and how they've implemented this in their business. So first up, I have Faisal Haq from Sanja. How are you? Good. Welcome back. It's great to see you again.
Thank you.
So you have 3 minutes for this round, and you've also had a mentor to help you prepare for this, to prepare for today's contest.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excellent. Your time starts now.
Okay, some of the technologies that we've embraced over the years are obviously the till system, which is the EPOS, which helps you with stock control, bookings, order taking, specials, etc., which quickens the process, also obviously bill payments, etc. The other side to it is your website, where you've got online takeaway orders, reservations coming through and so forth to quicken your systems. Also, you got the social media aspect of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter that we use quite a lot. You can do reviews on there. For instance, you've got Google that you can get your customers to do reviews on, and TripAdvisor, etc. The other things in the kitchen, we've got a combi oven, which we use quite a lot, which speeds up the process for a lot of our tandoori dishes and so forth. Also, the other thing that we're looking into are blast chillers, etc., that can cool your food up to help with EHO and so forth as well. You've got choppers, mincers, etc. The other a good thing that we've gone through December has been like our iPads and so forth to quicken the time of taking orders, especially with big groups and so forth, etc.
Thank you very much for that. Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Next up, if I could have Mr. Mahisami Uddin from the Shafiqs to join us, please. Welcome back. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks for having
Great
me back.
to have you back. Are you ready for this?
Hopefully, yeah.
All right, your 3 minutes start now.
So one of the key things I want to focus on with embracing technology is behaviours. So top management, what we do is ensure that we remember the amount of times it works. So 98.9% of the times it works, but the one time it doesn't is not to panic, because that panic filters through to your staff, who then don't embrace that technology as warmly as they probably should. And that's the number one thing that we make sure that happens. When it does go down, we stay cool, make sure that we promote the positives. And the positives for them is simple: quicker ordering. They can, actually shorten their time of when the customer interactions. They can do more orders per hour. One of the key technologies we've done in the restaurant for our fish dishes, so we're based in Worthing, which is a seaside town. We get local fish there, and the key thing we've done there is we've got this French machine. Chef, you can maybe tell me, it's a sous vide machine. So it's water boiling in a pack, and it's got a temperature. You can control it exactly at that temperature, and it cooks it for the time that you've set and the temperature that you've set. Now for fish dishes, traditionally the Bangladeshi palate for fish is different to the English palate. They like it just cooked, soft, tender, and that's what it ensures, and it ensures consistency along my kitchen. So when the chef is off or when he's having a bad day, the consistency stays, because we know to cook it at 3 minutes for salmon at 100 degrees. The last one is online communication. So that's drastically in the last 5 years changed to Facebook, to Instagram. My background in banking, we used to not even sign off on restaurant loans unless the location was half decent. Now that's not even a criteria, as long as you can social media, Google, SEO, optimize it and get people to your location. It works both ways. I would say the technology for us that helped is actually hiring a professional member to do our social media, because they do it at the right time, they know the market, and that's what's key. We all know when it goes wrong, social media, if you don't do it right. Recently we had Virgin Trains that did it wrong, that had sexism, and it can go wrong. So I always advocate that we outsource that to the right professionals rather than try and do it in-house, where we might not be as skilled as the people in their expert fields.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I have the results here with me, and it's very, very close in round one. And I think I'm ready to share. Let's take a look. For round one, Shafiq's restaurant has 60% of the votes, and Sanja in Camberley has 40% of the votes. Well done. I'm actually going to go straight to Anamia first. And I'm going to ask Anamia, what would you like to say? What do you think went wrong?
I think it was a touch of the old nerves, Nadia. Faisal, when I was speaking to him earlier on, he was very confident. He knew exactly what to say, but I think, as I said, the nerves have crept into his 3 minutes. And he missed out on
a few... He spoke for 2 minutes, actually.
He spoke for 2 minutes, yeah, as well. He had more time that he should have used up with a few other points that we discussed during our mentoring session. And I think that's where he fell a bit behind. And I'm hoping that he will be able to catch up on that on the next round. And remember the special tips that I gave him. Okay.
Thank you very much. Mr. Abdabari, well done.
Oh, thank you very much.
You know, your finalist has won this round. What would you like to say to them to keep in mind?
I think he's a very talented. I'm lucky to have him, these are the new generation. I think we need. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I think we need this sort of this type of people to come to our catering trade. They can save our industry because he's got knowledge of other trade. He's got wider knowledge, and he's implementing his outside knowledge to his restaurant. I think that's what making all the differences.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Keep that in mind, both finalists, as we go into round two. So in this round, Faisal, you're about to go first. You can really change things up, so keep in mind what your mentor has said. This round, you have 1 minute, so I suggest you choose one thing that you spoke about in round one and tell us the most effective solutions with regards to technology that's been cost-saving and a revenue increase for your business, yeah?
Yep, that's
Excellent.
fine.
Your time starts now.
Okay. Over Christmas, what I've seen is the use of our combi oven has increased simply because we're trying to promote more healthier dishes like salmon tikka, lamb chops, other new dishes that we're doing on special, but it's more tandoori dishes. But because we're so busy, the quickest way of instead of using the tandoor and gas, which is very expensive at the moment, we decided to use more of it with the combi oven, which we can do bulk cooking, for instance, and it saves time. So it gives us more quantity, and it's quicker in the process. It still tastes the same as well, and you can actually be more efficient because you can leave the combi oven on a timer and then go on and do another job and come back and it'll be ready to serve, for instance. So I found that has saved us a lot of money over Christmas, definitely.
Excellent, thank you, just on point. Well done, thank you very much, thank you. Next up, Mr. Mohisami Uddin from Shafiq's. And the same question for you, sir. Your time starts now.
So one of the key areas of technology I feel privileged to actually speak because it can save in each topic area that everyone's spoken in. I think technology can relate. Our one is menu analysis. EPOS systems, you know, the guys that build them, you can make it customizable to what your business needs, and that's what's important, is not just getting any technology, and you have the technology to actually match your business requirements. So menu analysis, what we've done is we look at our menu every quarter and look at the system, how many times has something been ordered. If something's been ordered only 1% of the time, we knock it off the menu. We'll discuss as to that can save us costs and revenue there. And more importantly, wastage. So that data will feed through. So if my stock order comes in, example, I don't know, 10 sacks of potatoes make 100 potato dishes, but I've only sold 10, which takes 1 sack away. Then I go to the chef, so you should only order 1 sack next week, right? Because you've got 9 sitting there. And if he says no, then he's going, hold on a minute, this is what my data shows me, so why is there wastage? And when you measure people on anything, I find it gets done. And that's where we save our cost and revenue, because you save money immediately, not by doing anything new, just by changing what you do already.
I'm going to stop you there. Thank you very much. Well done on that. Congratulations. I'm going to ask you both to stay there, please. Yes, let's give them a round of applause. Adrian, I know you also have a question for our finalists.
This has been one of the most interesting ones so far because it's part of what we do. You both spoke about front of house and back of house technologies. And I agree with both of you, obviously, especially data analysts, etc. One of the hardest things about this is training. So how do you get this over to your staff?
I tend to have a briefing every Fridays and Saturdays because that is the busiest time. So I always ask them questions, and if they need training, we'll do it while it's quiet. They'll give me a question, I'll tell them, I'll show them. That's the best way, especially when it's a very busy environment, and most of our sales are in the weekend. So you need to have a group meeting before the shift starts. Tell them some information because they might not know that we've got 100 covers booked in, but our target is this, for instance. So you have to give them a target as well.
Thank you. I'm just going to ask...
Yeah, so for me it's about implementation and the timing of it. So everyone knows their own business. When I installed EPOS systems or any new technology, I look at the times we're most busiest or not busiest. Implement it when we're not busiest, i.e., for example, the middle of January is classically not busy. Everyone's run out of money because of Christmas, so implement the technology and then train it up then when it's quieter. People get more confident. Then when it does hit the busy periods of Valentine's Day traditionally is when it peaks up again, everyone's ready.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much for that. Once again, well done. I'm going to ask you both to stand there, actually. I'm going to ask you both to stay there for me. I do have the results for round 2. And again, it's a bit different to the first round. There is a big difference. And the results are... In first place with 80% of the votes, we have Shafiq's, and in second place with 20%, we have Sanjha. Congratulations, well done. I'm now going to show you the average score, and for the winner that's going to be crowned. With 70% of the votes, we have Shafiq's. Well done, Shafiq's Restaurant. And with 30%, we have Sanjha. Congratulations to both of you. Well done for coming this far. Please say a few words.
Just thank you for inviting us to the show. I think what the moral and the principle of this circle is what we needed, and I hope you carry on doing it in a strong way so we can all grow together.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Well done. And once again, congratulations. Well done for coming this far. From 96 contestants down to 24, and in the next 4 episodes, we're going to have 12 altogether winners. We've already had 2, 4. We've now had 6. So absolutely well done for coming and participating in the finals. And yeah, I guess the search still continues. Welcome to the Catering Circle Season 2, Episode 4. This is where it's all going down again, and we're about to crown one finalist out of 2 that's going to be the winner and will be joining us at the business conference in April. Let's go see who those 2 finalists are.
Episode 4, Healthy Food Options and New Concepts, Embracing New Concepts and Menu Innovation with Healthy Foods for the ever-changing competitive consumers.
This episode is all about healthy food options and new concepts. And actually, I'm super excited because I have one. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to have favourites, but you were actually one of my favourite contestants. So welcome back. I have Tanya Rahman from Chit Chat Chai. Tanya, your time starts now.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of restaurateurs actually struggle with incorporating healthy food onto an Indian food menu, primarily due to the reason that public perception of Indian food is that it's quite heavy and something that you eat only on a Friday night with a pint of lager. But actually, you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel to incorporate healthy food onto the menu. For example, if you look at, just pick a few of your most popular dishes on your menu and make really healthy adjustments, such as switching out the oil or baking rather than frying, and also the holy grail of healthy food, the tandoor. Whether you love it or hate it, that is your gold mine. In regards to also the drinks menu, which is a huge part of your revenue, I mean, it constitutes about 40% of your total revenue, and you should look to incorporate maybe craft beers. I mean, at Chit Chat Chai, we have a gluten-free beer, which is actually our best-selling beer, and it's outselling the popular brands that we all know. And also we focus on organic wine too. If I also talk about menu innovation, which is one of the topics here too, so we focus on actually 20 dishes on our menu, which is quite revolutionary for an Indian restaurant. And the reason being is that we focus on 5 meat dishes, and that allows us to actually keep our GP very high at about 90%.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not really, no. I think we all want to go home.
You've done everything. That's totally fine. Thank
That's
you
fine.
so much, Tanya. Please take a seat. Thank you very, very much. Well done. If I could now have Fahad Islam from the School of Spice on stage, please. Welcome back, Fahad. Once again,
Yeah.
congratulations. on
Thank you very
becoming
much.
a
Glad to be
finalist.
back.
And it's all about healthy food options and new concepts. And you have 3 minutes to talk about that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you. Healthy food options. I still believe in the traditional menu, like I said before, except I've kind of got rid of the stigma that came with Indian curry from the 80s, 70s, of loads of grease, oil, fatty. You know, some people would fear to take a takeaway home only to open it up and have grease floating on the top, which is a pet peeve for myself. So what I try to implement in our restaurant, to use minimum of everything. You don't need excess of anything to get the nutrients out of a dish. We use, all fresh veg. Like even our poultry, I don't get 1 delivery a week, I get several, to make sure I always get fresh chicken in, fresh meat in. I don't like to use too much frozen goods, because I find that frozen goods, you don't know how long it's been on the shelf. You could by the time it comes out the packaging, you put it in a pan, you've probably lost 50% of the nutrients sitting in a freezer getting frostbite. So we try to always make sure we use fresh ingredients on everything. Veg is hand picked by myself, spices I check. I know it's not just about that. Our restaurant, I try to move with the times, redecorate all the time, give people don't want to don't want to eat in the same place all the time, you know. They think, oh, it's getting boring now, nothing's ever changing. So we try to change things, you know, rearrange the restaurant, decorate, change the menu. If something doesn't work on the menu, take it off, put in a new dish, surprise people. Some people look for guidance when they come to our restaurant. They don't always know what's going to be a good option for them. But if you can give them the confidence that, yeah, you'll get good nutrients, you're going to get a good flavour out of a dish, you're going to go home and think, you know what, I've had a great meal. Actually, curry is any time of the year. You don't have to come on a Friday, Saturday. Come Monday, come Tuesday, it doesn't matter. You're going to wake up the next day feeling great.
Excellent.
So,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank you very much. And the round one results are... In first place, we have Chit Chat Chai with 55% of the votes, and very, very close, School of Spice with 45% of the votes. Well done. Super, super close. I'm going to go straight to Shahana Ali.
I'm Tanya's mentor. Tanya, throwing back, has done really, really well in terms of coming up with the ideas and concepts herself. And I think what she has really focused on is the free from foods angle, which I think is excellent, especially in the drinks area, which is where a lot of the revenue comes in for many restaurants. And people don't even look at that. And that's her own idea, which I think is fantastic. But also, I think what could maybe may have been missed out, but is actually something that could be included, is the fact that the newer trends that she's actually mentioned, they actually take on board less time to cook. They're simpler in terms of ingredients, which costs less as well. So I think that's great to be considering. But she did fantastic.
Yes, she did. Absolutely. Well done. Considering she had a lot of time left, she did really, really well.
Very
well
concise,
done. Sani Ahmed,
Yes.
what happened?
They're very, very strong candidates, both of them. They've both got to the top of the tree. I believe in Fahad and both Tanya both have done very, very well. Like I said, they're both winners. So, and it's a very strong category, and they're both doing very, very well and both passionate about what they do. And it's that passion that's pushing it the way.
All right. So push that passion a little bit more,
keep
Fahad.
pushing the passion.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Let's move on to round two. Tanya, you're going to kick things off for us for round two. This is where you have 60 seconds and you have to talk about the most cost-effective ways and revenue increase with regards to your business, but keeping in mind everything you've spoken about in round one, and only pick one solution maybe from the first round to really tell us about it and why it's worked for you.
Sure. So I'm going to focus on menus and specifically seasonal menus. So incorporating a seasonal menu is a great opportunity for cost saving and increasing your revenue. Seasonal menus, you'll find with the produce that you do buy in, they're available in abundance and they're often lower cost to produce. And it also gives you an opportunity to drive additional revenue to your business, such as through marketing, social media channels. It's a great opportunity for new customers to come back in at least minimum 4 times a year to try new dishes on your menu.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Right, let's get Fahad. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Your 60 seconds start now.
Cost saving wise, I go to the source and everything. I like hand pick all the veg, so I know I'm always getting a quality product. I don't buy anything that goes off in bulk. So I'll spread that out during the week, so I know I'm always getting quality stuff. Because if you buy something on Monday, it's not going to be the same on a Friday. So I try to split that during the week, so I can make sure that all my patrons are getting good quality stuff and know they'll come back. And I know that my consistency on all the flavors on every dish will be high.
Yeah.
I don't have any. The wastage is low because everything is measured ingredients wise when they cook. So my cost saving is there as well. So, yeah, that's about it, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Well done. Yafa Ali, this is where you can shoot them down. Anything you want.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tania and Fahad Islam. My expectation was very high on both of you regarding your subject, healthy food, option and new concept. You haven't delivered much on healthy option. What are the healthy option and what are the new ideas you can deliver it to us? Why not?
So at Chit Chat Chai we focus on chaat. So chaat is street food, and the logic behind focusing on chaat was that it's fresh made food. So it's easy to assemble, it's high in flavour, low in cost in terms of produce, but high impact. So all of the dishes at Chit Chat Chai is chaat based, apart from the 5 meat dishes. And that also allows me to find actually European chefs to make the food rather than focus on finding skilled labour for it.
So what are the new concept of your dishes?
So it's chaat, so it's street food, so small plates.
But can you not improve it by changing it?
So we change it every four times a year via seasonal dishes.
Thank you.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Same question goes to you.
So what was the question?
I said
Sorry.
your subject was healthy food and option and new concept.
Okay.
But you haven't delivered much on healthy food. And what are the new concept you are implementing in your restaurant to provide a healthy food for your client?
Yeah, healthy concept, especially for my patrons. Like I said before, the stigma of oily and greasy food with Indian food. I've tried to eliminate that to prove to patrons that I don't serve greasy food. I substitute things, you know, like olive oil for butter. I don't use like additives or food colouring. I use like beetroot, for example, to get the red colouring I need for certain dishes. So I use natural ingredients to make my dishes rather than stuff you buy off the shelf in a jar to mix to, you know, for example, you want a masala, you want to get it red. For example, you're going to add loads of food colouring. Everybody knows all these additives are harmful to the human body. So I've tried to eliminate all of that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Excellent,
thank you.
thank you very much.
One question from there, and that's it.
And I'm going to now ask Ruhul Shamsuddin to ask a question. Our special judges, Ruhul Shamsuddin, what would you like to ask?
I think both have done really well. Me personally, towards your healthy options and what you've chosen. I think more of this needs to be done for other restaurateurs. Is there some sort of a starting point where you can direct us through your healthy options, what you're doing currently at the moment, like Tanya saying chart, and you're saying about your stock rotation and your fresh produce. So my question is, how can you start a restaurateur to start off creating a healthy option for their menu?
Well, I think going back to what I said earlier, you know, you don't necessarily have to look at reinventing the wheel. Just start by making really small changes rather than overwhelmingly creating a brand new healthy food menu completely, because that's not realistic. It's not realistic for your business. It's not realistic for the consumer either. No one's going to come into an Indian restaurant expecting everything to be organic and under 100 calories, but rather find a middle ground. So like I say, make the changes with the oil, change to baking rather than frying, and use your tandoor. Everybody has a tandoor. It's amazing what you can do with that.
That's great, thank you.
For the industry, like nationally, to change people's perception, I think the only voice that will ever be heard is probably the patrons. So if, for example, a patron says to their, like one of my patrons says to their friend, oh, we went to the School of Spice and, you know, we had a really nice, light, clean chicken madras, for example, they're gonna say that to their friend, and that friend will probably say that to their local restaurant, which might get them to think, okay, let's try to do it their style because they like that, and then progress from that. Basically, I think the easiest way is word of mouth. Really, yeah, because I've survived with word of mouth, and I think that's the biggest key. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much for that. I have the results right here with me. So for round 2, let's take a look at where they're standing. There's been a bit of change. School of Spice with 60%. Well done. And Chit Chat Chai with 40% of the votes. Well done.
Thank you.
So now we're going to average it out and crown our winner, I guess. Are you ready? Oh, so close. School of Spice with 52.5% and Chit Chat Chai with 47.5%. Well done. Congratulations. Fahad, well done. That was so close.
Yeah, thank you very much.
First
That was a
round,
bit unexpected.
It was
Yeah.
kind of over, and you're like, will I bring it
No,
back?
I was rooting for Tanya the whole way. So close, but yeah. I think we both.
From Chit Chat Chai, that's what it is.
I went to
Well done. Please say a few words.
No, thank you very much to all the judges for voting for me, and yeah, I'm glad I won. Sorry, Tanya. And yeah, hope to see you at the next one. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations to Tanya and Fahad. Well done. Honestly, it was a really tough call here tonight for episode 4. Thank you very, very much. That's all from me, Nadia Ali, and I will see you again in episode 5. Take care.